What is good, you guys? It's your boy SGG, aka Coach Smooth, back with the San Diego State Aztecs here as we are 5-1 heading into week 8, ranked 20th on the top 25 board as we look to continue a dominant season here, continue to move up the rankings to show that we are a consistently good team that can win games. And with 5 of our last 6 games left being in conference and 2 of them against 1-win teams, I don't see us slowing down at all. In fact, I only see the next time that we could possibly lose would be to BYU, but even that'll be just a slight tune-up before going into a bye week and then conference championship week to see if we can make it into the college football playoffs potentially here this season. And I told you guys, if we're able to get into those postseasons, able to get a national championship or something like that, or make a surprising run, we might be able to move out of this conference quicker than sooner than later, and moving on over towards the Big Ten. So today we'll be taking on New Mexico, though, first to get things started off here today, trying to further cement ourselves in that conference championship game here. We will try to look to repeat what we should have did last year, and that's take home the conference championship. No Boise State to go against us this year, so I'm not sure who we will be going against. We'll definitely have to keep our eyes on the schedule to see who those other top teams in the conference are right now. I do believe it's like Fresno State, maybe Wyoming. I think Buffalo's also in the mix too as well, who we've already beat once this year, so we'd have to play them again and beat them again. Kind of like what Boise State did to us too as well last year. So we'll be getting this game started off here, looking to get the offense back up and moving, try to build more into our run game here. You see Andrew Paul's going to take the handoff here up the middle. Huge gain to get us onto our side of the field there at the 35. Bringing in Cardwell after a long run like that, going to him in the pass game here as he gets us an extra gain of about 14. Here against these conference games, I really want to see us not only win, but dominate these opponents. I want there to be no doubt on the field who the better team is in this conference, so that when we do make the move, it not only looks realistic, nobody would question it even if it happened in real life, but also so that we can have confidence going into that new conference that we're actually be able to compete and not just be a bottom tier team. Now dropping back here, throw goes out as that was going to be just stopped short at the 1. So we're going to bring in our closer here, Andrew Paul, to go ahead and get this touchdown here for us as he squeezes through the line. Doesn't even touch the ground, and he's in there for our first score here of the day. As we are now up 7-0 here early. Andrew Paul has been a dominant red zone machine for us. I mean, when we go inside the 5, if you don't see him on the field, there's probably some type of trickery going on. But if he is there, it's probably just a straight up run up the middle. It's just that simple, that easy, but yet nobody can stop it. Dropping back here, we're going to go out to the flats here to our tight end there on Walu with the grab. And for a freshman, he's actually done pretty good. I know we've credited him with a lot of drops, and he has dropped a lot of wide open passes, but also, too, he's made a lot of clutch passes like that one come in easily for us. So very thankful that we were able to have a freshman come in and step in and actually compete and contribute to a very good role this year. We just need Jaden to make a couple more throws like that when it comes to going deep down the field. Now handoff here again in goal territory. Andrew Paul gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So he's not going to get in. We're going to go to bring in Cardwell. I told you, if Paul's not in, it's probably going to be a pass. Dropping back here, we're going to roll to our right. Looking out. Nobody's going to get open. They're going to come up forward, and we toss that right over his head. Just a simple little dump off there, and Cardwell with the receiving touchdown instead of a rushing one. And this two-headed monster of the backfield, I've told you all year, has been great. Paul with the dominant power back game, Cardwell with the great receiving back game. And both of them get good rushing yards here all season. So you see that one just dumped right over the head of the linebacker who finally came down to stop us. I was going to run it in, so I saw him crash down, and I was like, I got to dump this off to my running back. So far today, the defense has been holding up strong here for us. Had a lot of returners on this side of the ball last year, so it's no wonder that they're playing equally as good, if not a little bit better, than they did last season. As if we want to test nothing else, I mean, obviously we lost to Boise State twice last year, but nothing else, we did way better than against UCLA than we did the year before. So if there's any test to how good the defense has gotten or how much better it's gotten, that's the game to look at that you want to see for. We did go obviously to the recruitment and transfers to get, some new safeties, but the cornerback room is still the same, linebacker still the same, D-line still the same, and Trey White has only gotten better to hopefully submit himself as a top 2 round pick. So they go with a run here up the middle, trying to keep things away from Trey White on the outside. I would too. I'm going to send a blitz in here. It's not going to get there. Trey White's giving chase here, chasing him up the field, and he tackles him into the end zone. I mean, it's the only thing he could do running from behind there, chasing him down, though. That shows great speed that he was able to go ahead and get off the block and chase the quarterback down, though, to make the play. If he was even like 2 more yards out, that would have been stopped before the touchdown. But instead, they finally answered on the board here in the second quarter. Now the offense has to go back to going to work here, sending a blitz in here. We're going to throw it in behind the blitz. Great catch there by Bostic, and he gets blocks from his receivers. He's going up the field, the 5, and it's a touchdown for the Aztecs. Great little rack yardage catch there. I mean, that was just a dump down underneath, going right behind the blitz. His receivers picked up their blocks and their straight up man coverages, and he had the speed to beat his defender. And just like that, we'll go ahead and increase our lead back up to 2 scores. Sending a blitz in of our own. They're going to dump this out into the flats, trying to be like us, but only we can do us. So coming out of the 2-minute warning after the short pass play here, we're coming around the edge there. Look at the blitz going and getting in the backfield. That's Fleming in there on first contact there. 3rd and 15 now after the sack. They're trying to waste as much time as possible so we can't get this ball back. Trey White's being handled there on the outside. Throw it, goes right to our DB. Terrible coverage ends up working out in our favor. That interception was just plain gifted to Walter Helper there. I cannot believe Hunter was this far beat. If we look at the play here, look, he falls for the outside route pretty easily, even turns his hips that way, has to flip them back, get stuck in a back pedal. The throw just ends up going right to him. Thankfully, right behind the receiver. Terrible throw by their quarterback, and because of it, we'll take full advantage here up in goal territory yet again. Scrolling out, and we'll go ahead and throw out to Carwell, who gets stopped short. We'll motion him instead, going out to him again here as everything up the middle was closed off. They'll go ahead and call a timeout. We'll just go ahead and kick here for our 3 and try to go into the half here up 24-7 against the Lobos. So far in this first half, nothing but dominance yet again. And this is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is why I'm thinking, like, I know we had the house rule of, 2 conference championships at least or a national championship. But I think even if we just go to the college football playoffs this season, I mean, what more would there be to compete for? Now, of course, a lot of our guys on this team are seniors. So we'd be having to ask freshmen to come in and step into a bigger conference and play lights out. Because regardless of the way we're seeing it, a first-time quarterback will be taking over this team next year. Jaden is a senior. The quarterback behind him right now is a red-shirted freshman, and we've got 1 freshman already signed and a 2nd freshman that we are in first place for as a 5-star. So we could be getting a 5-star recruit coming in here. We could be getting a 4-star. It's all up to seeing if we are able to get the 5-star, and if we are, now we've got 2 quarterbacks that could potentially come in. I'll probably redshirt the 4-star, keep the 5-star, and then he can either stay on the team or transfer after year 1, but we'll have to see who plays better to get that starting spot and roll. But asking one of them to come in and play against a tougher conference would be kind of difficult, so we might stay here 1 more year. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys are thinking. If 1 more year makes sense regardless of what we do, or if there's something, like if we win a national championship, for example, would you say like that seems pretty realistic? I would think so. You go win a natty from a lower level conference, it's probably time to step up to a higher conference to get that money, chase that bag. As you can see here, it just turns into a highlight fest. I mean, we're up 31-7 after that big touchdown play by there. And then we come right back with an interception here on the first play of the next drive. And the Lobos, I don't even think they want to play here no more. I mean, they're on the road. Our fans are going crazy by the second. And we're just continuously going up with highlight plays here. First play on the next drive following that interception here. So we're able to get back up into our 50-yard line. We're going to go with a play action fake here. Pocket is clean as they only rush 3. Throw deep down the field, and somebody's still open. How do you only rush 3, drop 8 in coverage, and still give up a 50-yard touchdown pass? Bostic with the great grab there puts us up now 38-7. Can the Lobos manage to add any more points on this scoreboard to at least make it a little bit more presentable? Doesn't look like they've given up here, so they're going to throw this one out wide open over the middle. Ball got knocked out, but his knee was already down, so they're getting that a first down. Jump ahead a couple plays. 39. They go for the long ball here on the outside, and that is caught and held on to. Great play there on the outside by Donovan Hall. Number 86, a halfback. I just realized their halfback is wearing 86 and was lined up way outside that last play, but we're going to... I thought we were going to recover a fumble, but we just caused it. So they pick up the ball right back. Lobos here, 3rd and goal, way back here at the 20-yard line. Throw goes lofted into the end zone, and it's mossed. I thought we had the interception easily that time. They both jumped up. They come down with it. It is now 38-14, and we cannot let that slide. We're going to roll out here to our right side. Throw goes up, and it's picked off. Lobos catch the interception here. They're going to take this one all the way up to the 25-yard line. And just that quickly how the game is turned here. Touchdown off of the long ball. They get the interception. Spin move there out of that one as they get into goal territory. They might not be done here. I mean, there's still 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You know, college football games can score quickly with the clock stopping, with how high 10 the offenses are. Handoff up the middle. Easy touchdown run for the Lobos. And just like that, they've scored 2 back-to-back unanswered scores. We're going to drop back here, looking out to the outside. It's another interception. And this time they're going to take this one up the field. Jaden's going to be the last line of the defense as he goes over there, dives and misses. It's a pick 6. 21 unanswered for the Lobos. And now this is a 10-score game. What looked so dominant just a moment ago at the start of the 4th quarter has now completely flipped on its head. Acevedo getting the kick return here. Slips through a tackle. He's going to the outside. Foot race up the end zone. And that's not even Acevedo. That's Hankins. Our 6th receiver gets into the end zone. Acevedo still down with that injury, so he wasn't able to come back yet. But Hankins does get that touchdown there. Answering back their 21 unanswered here with that. Then their quarterback scrambling here. Ball on the ground. Fumble. And we're going to go there and take that one in for 6. They get 21 unanswered. We answer right back with 14 to put the score right back out of reach. As it's up to 51-28. We go ahead and drop it up to 65-28 there. As we did score a couple more times before the end of the game. But we really just had to throw that one back out of reach. Jacob Bostic there, 8 catches, 3 touchdowns, almost 200 yards on the day for him. He had a lot of deep ball catches here today. And including this last one here, that was the final touchdown of the game. We just threw up with 1 second left. I had to let them go home with something. They wanted to try to come back and score 21 in that quarter, so we answered with 27. Just to go ahead and show and flex that dominance even more. 65-28 overall score. You cannot ask for a better performance here. 393, 5 touchdowns from Jaden Denigo, as he's truly going to be missed. And he's a backfield creator too. We rarely see him actually create the backfield. Just shows off the strong arm. So hopefully he can get drafted. Andrew Paul, 108, 2 touchdowns for him here today. Not much from Cardwell in the pass game or the run game. But Bostic went in and held that thing down for us. Cardwell and Jordan each catch a touchdown pass to go right alongside his 3 for us here today. And then Onwalu, 5 catches, 72 yards for the freshman. Sacks here today. Trey White adds 4 more on to a great seasoning campaign, as you see a lot of guys scrambling around for just 1 tackle. Interceptions coming way of KT, Josh Hunter going in and actually getting gifted 1, so I don't even know if I really want to count that. But after this week, we have a couple guys narrowing down their top 3 and top 5 schools of Speed and Longo. Both narrowed down their top 3s, and we're at 3rd for both. Hope here, Timothy Hope at right edge, narrowed down his top 5, and we're at 2nd. We did get locked out for a Bolt right here as we thought. Looks like he's entering in the position battle phase with Texas and Clemson, and kind of kicked us out of there as the 3rd school. So we won't be getting him at guard, so that ends our little run there with them, but gives us a little bit more points here to work with. As Boston gets player of the week here for the conference. Just looking here, we got UNLV next up on the schedule. Of course, we're going to take Boatwright off our commitment and kind of focus in on our 5-star quarterback here, Matt Nestor, seeing if we can get up there to the top in interest. We got 50 points working towards him. Basically, everybody that's on the board is getting 50 points right now. I mean, he's getting 50. Wall, Wiley, Uleto, Pilgrim, Speed, Soriano. We're really trying to get these commits as fast and as quick as possible. So if we can get him up to his top 8, that'd be great. We're still here in this battle with Percy Wall, which looks like we might lose to UCLA as they're closing in on that. Wiley here, we're closing in on his battle. Hurley at center, just in case we lose out on Speed. I know we're 3rd on his battle, so maybe we should be looking more at this one here. Being at 2nd place, we just don't have any idea of what he would want to see from a visit here, which is what makes it hard. All we have so far is 4 X's, so we definitely want to continue to, send the house here, possibly to get more information so we can try to do a visit, and hopefully one of his interests lines up with one of our greens. So no visits here this week, but UNLV will go to be getting a visit to the L Circle. as we're going to have to play them on the road here. They're coming out fully excited, ready to take us on, but they only have one win this season. Thankfully, it's come in conference for them, so there is hope, at least so they think. Jumping into this game, starting out on offense here. So we're able to get them into a 3-and-out early. We're going to go ahead and look to get our running game back popping here. It works so well when the team is running the ball good. It makes throwing the ball just that much easier. So Andrew Paul there with the first carry. Gets us about 3. Coming right back here with the quick pass on the curls here underneath. So we go to find Boston with his first grab of the day. Dropping back, going to Onwalu with his first grab as well. Getting the freshman involved early, as we saw him have a pretty big game last game. I do want to find more plays that kind of use him and utilize him even more. He's a very good receiver, and he should be used as such. Like, I really do think some of the plays that he does miss is more so on Jaden's accuracy than his route running ability. So definitely want to continue to try to feed him different plays. And, you know, when we get a different quarterback, who knows, maybe those will get more completed. 1st and 10 here inside the 11. Dropping back, finding our halfback Cardwell with the catch, and it's a score in the end zone first here against UNLV. And just like that, Byron Caldwell back in the end zone again with another receiving touchdown here. That's got to be like 3-4 consecutive games with at least one receiving touchdown. He's been on fire. And just like that, we got to hope that UNLV puts up a little bit better fight. Now, obviously, it took New Mexico until the 4th quarter to even start making the game look a little scary. But here today, Brady Nassar already in the backfield for sack number 1. We got to see how many we get today. Leave down below in the comment section how many sacks are we going to finish this game with here today. Will it be 8, 13, 4? That one only. Who knows? But we will go ahead and hit the back cracker tackle there. 3rd and 16 there after not being able to catch the ball. They're going to drop back. Fires it deep over the middle and gets bailed out. He's wide open over the middle. KT in terrible coverage there. He let the post route get behind him. I mean, maybe it just wasn't good communication with the DB. Maybe he didn't tell him in. I don't know. But right now they are in the end zone. Just like that, a ball game is tied here. Sending a blitz directly up the middle. So we weren't able to pick it up. Ball goes into the dirt. We're going to go right back to our halfback here. It's Cardwell with the grab. Gets us a gain of 6. We'll go ahead and motion him out now, keeping him in the ball game here. Everybody's wide open, but we're going to dump it to our halfback here, who has a little bit more elusiveness. Probably could have went to Bostic there over the middle too as well. Coming right back here. We're going to find him this time around. Gets us enough for the first down grab. Great spin move. It'll be a hand off here to Paul. Trying to truck his way forward as he gets slung to the ground. That's actually going to cause a little bit of wear and tear on him here. High risk of injury. -6 change of direction, -5 speed. That leg, it looks like there is the issue. So maybe more Cardwell here this game. Don't risk an injury here, especially when we have late season aspirations. We could be going to the postseason. Definitely want to make sure all of our guys are healthy for that game. So we're going to let Cardwell get most of the snaps here this game. And that's a touchdown grab. Bostic in the end zone. That was just kind of like a floated up test and see, just trusting your receiver. And Bostic comes down with it without even having to really jump for it. Hit him on like a back shoulder fade 50 yards down the field. And we look here, Jaden showing off the arm accuracy. That ball is a little wobbly. Hitting the back shoulder as Bostic just keeps the defender's eyes straight forward. Last second turn and spin. He goes in and gets that for the touchdown. So now we're going to have to just play defense here. Keep them off the board. They're going to go to play action read here. Throws it deep again. Post route. Beating our corner. This time Hunter is getting beat and toasted. As we went man coverage this time around and they score it yet again. Is that the same man as last time? Just back-to-back post routes killing us here. And it ties the game up here for us. 14-14. That's D'Angelo Irving Jr. And now we just got to find a way to make this work. So defense might not be locked in today. So offense has to keep pace. And we've seen plenty of times before we can score with the best of them. Dropping back here, throwing it out to the curl defender. Or receiver, I should say. As that was Bostic with the catch. They're going back. Same play here over the top this time. Play action catches the safety sleeping as that is Jackson Ford there with the catch. We're going to drop back here. Throw underneath the Bostic. Great grab. Really do a great job of mixing in these runs and these passes here. We're going to stay with Cardwell here. So we're going to once again see what the former Heisman still has in the tank. He's also a senior this year, red-shirted senior. So he hasn't been getting as much touches. Maybe not be a potential draft pick, but he's definitely going to be influential on this team and a big part of why we win if we do. Handing off, juke move to the outside. Great blocks up the field by his receivers. And he gets us up into the 6-yard line. So we're going to go right back to him and finish off the drive and go ahead and get your rushing touchdown, my boy. He deserved it after the last one. Probably shouldn't have even juked and he probably could have gotten in the end zone. But instead, we go with the inside zone up the middle. Easy score for him. Now, right before the half here, UNLV, they do have great field position as they are on their side of the field in front of the 50. Great catch and spin here by the tight end. Foot speed at the end of it is in the red zone off one play. Under 60 seconds left to go. They're going to try to score this one here. Dropping back here, the Rebels will look and get sacked down again. So that's Trey White in the backfield going there for the half sack. Trying to send another blitz in here. This time they read it and get the throw out. And they're going to call hurry up here again. 24 seconds left here in the first half. Trying to get some points up on the board. We were already in a blitz, so it looks like they're going to stay in it here. They're going to send the house. Trey White's going to try to get there. That throw in the end zone gets knocked away by Hunter this time. Great defense there, Hunter, by knocking that ball loose. And now the Rebels will just have to settle for 3, and it's going to be 21-17 at half. One of our closest games we've seen since UCLA. And who knew it would be the one-win Rebels that are actually giving it to us. Kicking this off to Acevedo as he's back from his injury from last week. Going to the outside. Plenty of space to go ahead and make something happen here. Foot speed up the sideline. So he finally gets taken down there, but not before gaining us up to the 48-yard line. So we're going to go ahead and try to cap off a great return with some points here to open up the second half. Handoff up the middle. Cardwell bouncing his way forward like a pinball. Gets us the first. Oh, wide open is Onwalu. Throw goes out. Great grab as he's able to hold on to that one. That almost went to the seats. Jaden's arm getting a little loose here. We're going to go to pass it yet again. Dropping back. Finds it over the middle. That's a great slide and catch. Scolari. Wide receiver 4. We barely see him in. That time he's making a play, though, when he does step in. Cardwell read the hole a little bit wrong. Probably kept him off a touchdown. So we're going to go ahead and set up our pass formation here. Motion them out in the flats. Looking over the middle is Bostic with the same touchdown we've seen time and time again. Motion Cardwell out. Read the linebacker. If he moves, we throw it to the replacement. If he doesn't, it's an easy pass to Cardwell. Now the Rebels here will get the ball back to see if they can keep pace now. We scored on our first drive out of half. They're going to call no huddle. And the defense does struggle with this. When teams start to get and find success and they start running no huddle, we see them chain together a lot of big plays. Let's see if it happens here. Throwing out to the tight end and the what looked like a screen to the receiver. Tight end just took it from him. Gonna call the play back to the line of scrimmage hurriedly. Going with another play action here. Almost getting there for this sack, but at least forcing him to throw it away quickly. That was Brady Nasor in the backfield. Just, I guess, kind of halfway fell for the play action. So he wasn't able to get the sack, but he did force an incompletion, which leads to a read option here by the quarterback to the left side. Great block there by the tight end as he holds on strong there. KT misses the tackle attempt. Can anybody take him down? And we finally do. Not before he gets them all the way up to the 5-yard line here. They're going to hand off here to go to close out the drive with the halfback. And just that easily, the Rebels score. That's been KT's one problem. He's been a great transfer addition, but he has terrible tackling angles. And they always often lead to scores. When he makes a mistake, they score. Now it's back to our offense. Here's Cardwell. Gets us out of bounds there here. We're midway through the third quarter. Throwing to the outside shoulder there of Onwalu. Makes the big play. 260 on the day for Jaden. No picks, which is much better than last game. Sending Onwalu in motion here. We're going to hand this off right behind him. There goes for a first down. Juke move to the outside. Good stiff arm. Byron Caldwell making his tough play there. 1st and 10. We have Davis in the ball game right now. Halfback 3 as Cardwell did need a little bit of a break here. And I told you we sat down our starter there, Andrew Paul, for the full game. Dealing with that wear and tear. Didn't even want to risk anything here. Especially when you got a running back like Cardwell behind him. Easy touchdown there for his 3rd score of the day. 2nd rushing touchdown. And honestly, this is what having 2 good backs can do. I can afford to let Paul sit the entire game with a little wear and tear and not have to bring him back in. Because I know and trust Cardwell from last season. Now, had we not gone and signed him and it had been Cardwell that had that injury, I probably would have pulled him back into the ball game. I'm not going to lie to you. We have to find some way to stop their number 4, though. Junior over there making us look like juniors. As here we're going to start the 4th quarter off with them down 35-23. Junior over to the left side by himself yet again, dropping back. Blitz almost gets there, but that throw is lofted up. It's an easy catch and grab. Touchdown for the Rebels. They sent in the blitz. It almost got there, but I feel like he blindly threw that up to Jackson and just trusted he would run underneath it. And he just has more speed than our DBs. Our corners are pretty slow. And I think we're seeing that here today get exposed. When we face receivers that actually have speed, it's not going to be as easy to run man coverage blitzes unless they get there. So here we're in the 4th quarter. We have to make something work here. Hand off to Cardwell here up the middle. Easy play there. So we're able to go for it on 4th, get the conversion, and now it's just up to Cardwell to try to run around some of this clock here. So we're going to throw this underneath the Bostic. Great grab. And it's 3rd and inches there. So he's already over 100 yards on the day. Hand off here to Cardwell again to the left side. That's an easy 1st. Under about 6:20 left to go here. So we drop back, throw it out to Cardwell, and that is just off the mark. You got to make that catch. Got to motion him out again. Different play this time around. Concepts behind him. We're going to make the catch this time, but not get the 1st down. It'll be 4th and 7. We're going to settle for our 3 here. With the game only being down 5, we definitely want as many points as possible. So this will make it an 8-score game here if we can get this through, and it is barely squeezing past the upright. Great job there by Kevin to make it now 38-30. And the Rebels looking to go down the field and score, and they'll probably go for 2 if they do. 2nd and 11. Clean pocket. Throws it out to his halfback just as Trey was about to get there for the sack. Probably look to see a lot more coverages. We've seen the man coverage not work. So zone here for the Aztecs. There goes Trey White getting the sack. And they're going to go ahead and go in for a punt. I mean, 4th and 11 is a long ways back, and we are in field goal range if they don't get it. So I do understand the punt here. So Acevedo is going to go ahead and take this one himself. Running out to the left, squeezing his way through the defenders. And it's a foot race to the end zone. This time he will not be touched as he is gone. Touchdown Aztecs and Acevedo again. Making us proud back there on returns when he is elusive and has speed. It can be easy reads as he just squeezed his way somehow through defenders there. And a foot race is there. You see nobody within even 5 or 10 yards of him. I was about to exaggerate and say 15, but just like that, man, we're able to go ahead and take down the Rebels 45-30. Byron Caldwell, 143, 3 total touchdowns here on the day, 25 attempts leading the way for the rushing game. As we go ahead and let Paul have a little bit of a day off, and you don't even know it's a change in the offense. It's like nothing happened at all. As we're able to go ahead and stay undefeated here in conference, that will help out a huge way for us to get close to clinching at least our spot in the conference championship game. As we look to see, how many of the other one-loss teams lose today, and how much further we can move up these rankings here at 18. But complete domination throughout the entire game. You see most of the stats are pointing in our direction. Of course, they had more yards per pass with a lot of those deep bombs that they were throwing. I mean, 408, 3 touchdowns, but you take away a couple of the deep shots, that looks a little bit more probably like Jaden's here. 307, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Great completion percentage here today. Paul had 6 for 37 before we took him out, but Cardwell had the full workload here today. 3 broken tackles, 1 rush of over 20 yards. Bostic 11 for 112, 2 more touchdowns to go with his day from the other day. Cardwell catching a touchdown pass as well, and then we didn't really feed anybody else too much. And Waller had those 4 catches for 69, but not too much outside of that. And then defensively, we're able to go ahead and continue to add on to Trey White's numbers again here today, capping off a couple more sacks for us here with 3.5. Braden Stewart got 1.5, and then a couple other half sacks throughout the rest of the list. Only interception came away of 10 to Latuli, which we didn't get the chance to show. It wasn't too crucial. We didn't end up scoring off of it. But after the game, we do see that we have a new award here, as the single season MWC sack record has now come down. For a single season, that is great. We're actually breaking the sack record now with Trey White, which will help that draft stock for him. We go ahead and lose out on Percy Wall and Richard Speed, though, here. 2 centers down and out as they go to UCLA and Arizona State. We've got to find more protection for the inside of our line. But a couple more guys going into their top 5s and top 3s. We have a recruiting visit here this week for RJ Longo at halfback, and Pilgrim, our defensive tackle here now, is in a recruiting battle between us and Virginia Tech that we're looking to go ahead and take care of. Carwell gets player of the week for the Midwest Conference here, 25 with his 25 carries and 5 yards per carry. And Wyoming is up next. They're 4-1 in conference, 5-4 overall, but 4-1 in conference. So they're definitely on pace to possibly come in for the conference championship game. Down Fresno State. So we're going to take off 2 of our key contributors here. So now it's going to be on Alani Hurley, because he's the only center left here out of the other 2 options that we could possibly look at. He is still a gem here. He's only in his top 5. And we just moved down to number 3. So we definitely want to make sure that we don't go any lower. Still don't have anything to kind of schedule a visit, even though we're sending the house. Not getting too much information here. As you can see, Wyoming and Fresno State are the only 2 1-loss teams. Buffalo was there, but they just lost here recently, going to 2 losses. And we've already got the tiebreaker over them. So the only ones left that could catch us are Wyoming and Fresno State. We obviously just play Wyoming here in a second. Fresno State, if we look at theirs, they still have to play Wyoming and Buffalo. So there's a good chance that we could be seeing either Fresno State or Wyoming. I would probably say Fresno State. If we're able to get this dub against Wyoming, it'll probably be Fresno State. But another win here could lock us into the conference championship game. So, of course, we'll check that out at the beginning of the next video to just kind of see if we have that locked in or not. And if you look at the standings here as well, we're ranked at 16 too as well. So we continue to move up that list of top 25 slowly but surely. We're not beating bigger programs. So it's pretty much just as the teams above us lose, we're going to kind of keep jumping up a couple spots here and there. And right now the college football bracket actually has us at 12th. So we would be the non-Power 5 school representative here for us. Normally you see like a team like Tulane or something like that, but this year it looks like it could be us with our 1 loss, and we'd have to take on Michigan, and if we beat them we have to take on Clemson. So it's not an easy road to the national championship, but one I'd definitely be willing to play for. As UCLA is actually there at 11 too as well. They're on the other half of the bracket, so we wouldn't see them until the national championship if we did to get our rematch against them. But Louisville, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, USC, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Oregon, Notre Dame, no Alabama, which is pretty interesting. But let me know what you guys think about the video down below. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games. And next time out, going through another couple weeks here to see if we can go ahead and clinch up the conference and go ahead and get to the end of another regular season and get to these playoffs. Catch you guys later.